It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
Just kidding, Fudgehead.
So, as of today, Wednesday, May 29th, 2024, a new character has officially dropped into Honkai Star Rail. And you may be wondering, what character is that? The character as of today is, in fact, Boothill, because Boothill is amazing. The other character is Fushuan. I want Fushuan, but not right now. And we got this, and this, you know, normal stuff. So that's pretty cool. But first, of course, before we do any of that, we're going to test out Boothill to see how he is. Woo! New game mode. He's going to be built up with his signature light cone, which increases break effect by 60%. That's pretty good. The break damage dealt by the wearer ignores 20% of the target's defense. When the wearer's break effect in battle is at 150% or greater, increases their speed by 12%. These are probably his best relics because Talia, Kingdom of Banditry, gives him 16 plus another 20%, so that's 36 break effect. Then the Thief of Shooting Meteor gives him 16 plus another 16, plus 3 energy for breaking the weakness of an enemy. So in total, this right here is 32 plus 36, which is 68 break effect. These are some other options that you can use on your Boothill, but I'd recommend sticking to the 4-piece Thief of Shooting Meteor or the 2-piece of Thief of Shooting Meteor and the Watchmaker's Dream. Boothill's basic attack is very basic. Without the skill, it only does 90% physical damage to a single target. With your skill, it allows you to deal physical damage equal to 198% of Boothill's attack to a single target enemy. And while using an enhanced basic, you cannot recover skill points on the enemy that you shoot. As for the skill, there's a lot of text, so it can look really confusing. However, this is a really simple skill. Basically what happens is he will target a single enemy and will put basically this mark on them. This mark makes it so that he has to fight them. He can only target them. And in this situation, the enemy will take 26% more damage from him, and he will take 15% more damage. The skill lasts 2 turns, so you can only attack the same enemy for 2 turns unless your teammates break the enemy or kill the enemy before the time is up. Right after using your skill, you're allowed to use your basic attack once again, basically giving you a second turn. This is similar to Blade, where he uses his skill to do whatever and then he can use his basic attack. One important thing to note is that every time Boothill breaks an enemy that he's got his mark on, he will gain a stack of Pocket Trick Shot. This also applies if he kills the enemy with a mark. So he can get 1 stack from breaking and another stack from killing. So if you were to break and kill in the same turn, you can get 2 stacks of Pocket Trick Shot, which is huge. Not only that, but the Pocket Trick Shot will carry over between battles. As for Boothill's ultimate, it applies physical weakness to a single enemy lasting for 2 turns. This physical damage done will be about 360% of Boothill's attack, and it will delay their action by 37%. This is huge because it makes him a self-sustainer, which allows him to fight basically any content in the game, well besides multi-target stuff like Pure Fiction, but basically any content in the game without having too much trouble. Now, to the talent, where we can talk about the Pocket Trick Shot that I was talking about, all of his skill. So basically, Pocket Trick Shot are stacks that are built up by Boothill every time he breaks or kills an enemy. You can get up to 3 stacks, which will boost his damage by 61, 105%, or 148%. Each stack of Pocket Trick Shot also increases the amount of toughness reduction that his enhanced basic attack can do. Basically, this means at full stacks, Boothill can break up to 150% toughness reduction on a single enemy. This is huge because it allows you to break so many enemies' toughness in a single shot. For example, certain elites, you can basically one-shot a majority of their shield. And for some bosses, you can get away at least half, maybe even 3/4 of a shield. As for his bonus abilities, this is probably one of his most important ones. This one allows you to increase Boothill's crit rate and crit damage by 10 or 50% of his break effect. This means that he can get up to 30% crit rate and 150% crit damage as long as he has 300 break effect. His second bonus ability allows him to reduce the damage he receives from other targets by 30%. His final bonus ability basically allows Boothill to regain 10 energy for every time he gains a stack. This also includes the stacks that exceed the 3 limit. This basically helps him get his ultimate back faster, which is huge because that allows him to go from enemy to enemy to enemy in quick succession. Eidolons, let's see. When battle starts, obtain 1 stack of Pocket Trick Shot. When Boothill deals damage, ignore 16% of the enemy target's defense. That's huge. That's really good. When in standoff, gaining Pocket Trick Shot recovers 1 skill point, increases break effect by 30%. 2 turns can also trigger this effect when gaining Pocket Trick Shot stacks that exceed the max limit, but cannot trigger repeatedly within 1 turn. This means that whenever Boothill breaks an enemy, he gains a skill point, at least when he's using his basic, and he gains 30% break effect. This is huge. It lasts 2 turns, so that helps him get up his crit rate and crit damage to deal more damage, and he gets the skill point, which makes him either skill point neutral or skill point positive, depending on how you play him, but actually he's just gonna be skill point neutral. That's it. it can't really be positive if he loses it and gains it back. When the enemy target is in standoff, is attacked by Boothill, the damage they received additionally increases by 12%. When Boothill is attacked by the enemy target in standoff, the effect of him receiving increased damage is offset by 12%. Basically, this means he do more damage, but he take less damage. Woohoo! Let's see. When triggering the talent's break effect damage, additionally deals break effect. Target with 40% of the. Okay. 70% of the original. Oh, okay, so he becomes a destruction character here. Got it. Just the basic ultimate. Oh, so these first three are actually pretty decent. If you were to go for any of the Eidolons, E1 is a good stopping point. E2 would be amazing, but it's definitely not necessary. E3 is a nice little quality of life. E4 looks to be just another bit of quality of life to deal more damage. E6 makes him insane for maybe even pure fiction. 53. And I'm guaranteed, since I lost 50-50 last time to when I was trying to pull for Robin. So 53 pity, and I'm at 30 pulls. Maybe I might pull for his weapon, but I doubt. High doubt. 63. Nope, nothing. Skip. But yeah, hook. That might take her up to E6. I don't know. Okay, this takes us up to 73. Nope, this wasn't it either. Ooh, another good nice well. I needed one of those. Okay, there's 83. It should be this one. Yep, okay, it's this one right here. Let's see this. So we're at 63 currently. Or no, 73? Ooh, Pela. 75. 76. 77. 78. Let's go. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're 5 pity into the next banner. Sweet. Let's go. No, it's E5. I did a little bit of farming off camera, so let's see how this goes. I'm pretty sure I should get him up to max.
Times have changed, darling.
He's maxed out. As for his weapon, I'm thinking it's between River Flows and Spring, which increases his speed by 10% for entering the battle, and damage by 18%. But when the wearer takes damage, the effect disappears, so it's probably better for Yanqing. And I'm assuming Swordplay would probably be better for him overall, but there's also Cruising in the Stellar Sea to increase the wearer's crit rate by 16%, and increase crit rate against enemies with HP less than or equal to 50% by another 16%. Let's see, any other things? There's also Adversarial, which increases your speed by 18% after defeating an enemy. This, I'm assuming, would actually be pretty good for him.
Survival will all depend on this.
I can. Sweet, 888. We're just missing this little bit right here, but that's fine. The attack boost is not too big of a deal. Break effect, 171.4. I wish I could take that up at least 30 or 40 more. I don't know. Is there any way we can get better pieces? Shorter answer, no. Long answer, no. 57.9 crit rate, 127 crit damage. Break effect, 188.9%. It's using Cruising in the Stellar Sea, S5. Traces are 888, 6, and still missing one of these. Relics, using a mixed piece, two-piece of Watchmakers and Thief, as well as Talia, Kingdom of Banditry. E0. Okay, now let's go ahead and start talking Boothill. So Boothill actually does like to have a different kind of strategy. So most of the time you're gonna be having your main DPS tanking up one of the bosses or elites or whatever. But the first thing you want to do with Boothill is to attack the smaller enemies, break their shields so you can get up the stacks. You want to get the stacks so you can do max damage against the elite, so that way you can probably get through it quicker. And with the fact that you want him to break enemies faster, you want to have good teammates to do that. The best teammates for Boothill would probably be Bronya / Imaginary Trailblazer, Ron May, and any sustainers such as Locha, Aventurine, Fushuan, or even Gallagher. The best part about Ron May and Imaginary Trailblazer being put together is the fact that combined they have around 110 break effect that they add on to your Boothill. Basically, this allows him to get up to his max of 300 way easier than if you were to have Bronya. However, Bronya is probably the better option because she gives Boothill 2 turns. The initial turn where he shoots, and then the second turn where he shoots again. This means double the amount of break. This means double the amount of damage. Well, maybe even more than double. And you get a waifu on your team. What? Nothing beats that, right? When it comes to your sustainer, just pick whatever option is best for you. That's because anything really works. The best sustainer would probably be Gallagher because his ultimate applies Besotted, which increases the amount of break damage that the enemy takes. So if you want to go for the maximum amount of break damage, definitely Gallagher. I found that Locha worked the best for this specific Memory of Chaos because I needed a ton of healing, and Locha provides that healing with the least amount of skill point usage. So that's a W in my opinion. And now here's me from the past talking about the game as I was playing it, and with Harmony Trailblazer rather than Bronya. And let's see how this one goes. I feel like the damage should be a lot better here, but we're gonna have a lot less damage numbers, so this is more of a damage per screenshot type of team. Some pair. Kill.
Stay in step.
Oh, I didn't realize, but if you break him and then get the kill, you get 2 stacks. That's actually really useful to know. Let's try breaking his shield a little bit more.
In the mood for another
We're gonna
beating?
hit this one. Cool.
There's more to life. Every petal in life's all will be swept away by the wind.
The mood is
The
set.
boost
Let
here.
the show begin. Life's like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourselves.
I actually want to get the break here.
Don't worry, this one's on
90,000.
me.
Okay.
Let's duel. Those with a loaded gun, those who dig their own grave. There's your reward.
Take your position.
235,000. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, he's down. They're down. It's
In
just
the
this
mood
guy
for another
now.
beating?
Samba.
Don't worry, this one's on me. Bring it on. Time's
Bam.
up.
Okay, so far this team is not doing nearly as much damage, but it's still satisfying to watch.
Every petal in
I can't argue with
all
that.
will be swept away by the wind.
Let's compare this one here.
Those with a loaded gun.
Oh, I don't have the Ron Maze
dig
buff.
their own grave.
Oh no.
Stay in step.
Oh, dude. Without Ron Maze buff, this makes it really rough.
Step up, let's see ya.
Okay, let's go ahead and start taking this one down here.
There's more to
Let's
life.
move,
Existence is unity.
let's buff with Ron May. That's fine. No, wait, no, that's not fine.
There's your reward.
313,000 damage. Oh my god.
Some value, I suppose.
So good.
Every petal
buff
will
with
be
this,
swept
buff
away
with
by the
this.
wind.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Let's actually go ahead and use this move.
Life's like a good brew, my friends.
How much damage is going to do to him?
Indulge yourselves.
42, okay. Let's break him. 90,000. Okay,
Don't worry, this one's on me. Bring it
let's
on.
actually break this one down now.
Time's up.
273,000 damage, dude?
Gun.
How much to this?
Grave.
44,000. So from all the testing that I did, I can confirm that I see Boothill as one of the top DPS in the entirety of the game. Maybe not as good as Acheron, maybe not as good as Jinglu, but Boothill is definitely up there. He's probably the best at single target damage. My Acheron does not have her signature, so her damage is not compared to Boothill. But Boothill is very easy to build. He only requires speed, break effect, those kind of stats. He doesn't need crit rate, crit damage, that kind of stuff, you know? So for a newer player, he's more accessible, especially since the set that he can use the easiest is one that drops quite often. So now the big question, should you pull on him? Is he a must pull? definitely not a must pull. He is really good though. He is one of the strongest single target DPSs in the entirety of the game, which means that he'll be great for when Honkai releases that big boss rush game mode where single target is king. I would recommend pulling if you like the character. If you don't like the character, don't pull. That's only going to make the game boring for you. Pull for characters you know you enjoy and love, because then you're going to get attached to the game and you're going to love it. Now let's talk about the pros and the cons of Boothill. The pros of Boothill is the fact that, well, he's easy to build. He only requires speed and break effect on his relics, and the relics are pretty easy to find. Number 2, his damage output is insane. If you like big DPS numbers, he's definitely one of your go-tos. 3, he introduces a whole new playstyle. He replaces characters like Shui Yi in break effect teams, which will probably be a new team type. I'm not going to say it's meta because no team is really ever meta. Maybe besides dual DPS or carries or whatever. It depends on whatever their memory of chaos is at the time. Because whatever the memory of chaos is, that's the new meta. Because they give such good buffs. Number 4, it's Boothill. Who doesn't want an American gunslinging cowboy around their team? See, now as for the cons, the main con is the fact that he's single target. Since he's single target, he cannot be used in pure fiction unless you want a meme. Unless you get him to E6, then I'm not gonna stop you because you got yourself an E6. You probably have a pretty big wallet or really good luck, and I don't have either of those. So if you do that, don't listen to me. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You can tell me what to do. What should I do, master? Con number 2, he is a bit of a character where you need to strategize quite a bit. You need to think about what you want to break first to gain your pocket trick shot, or how you want to play the battle in order to deal the most damage. Because you want to make sure you break with him rather than other characters because you can get the most damage out of him. The third con is he is not a waifu. He is a husbando, and for people who are into waifus a lot, like me, I like to pull for waifus the most. That is a bit of a con. But I pulled for him because he's the American gunslinging cowboy. But besides that, let me know if you pulled for Boothill down in the comments below. Let me know how you enjoy him. And with that, thank you all for watching. And of course, have a good one, y'all.